So, good afternoon, viewers from around the world. Here we are for the 5th Test indoor cricket, Sri Lanka versus England, here from the Ostasia Centre, Sports Centre in Colombo. The current status is that Sri Lanka have won the first 4 tests, so they've won the series, but England looking to fight back today with 2 tests. This is the first of the 2 today, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Paris, who's a fantastic player himself, a veteran of several World Cups, and I'd like to introduce Paris to you now.
Good afternoon, Duncan. Good afternoon to all the viewers around the world. It's a pleasure to be commentating with you, first of all. Sri Lanka has won the toss and elected to bat for the fifth time in a row. Call it to face. Sorry.
Opening the bowling for England today again is Sam Stokes. He comes in, bowls full length, played on the onside, and they run through for 2.
This guy is quick. Can tell you that.
Yeah, Stokes,
he's a very good bowler.
He's got a great Yorker, and bowling at his pace, we've seen he actually won the most valuable player in the test yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Despite losing the game, England did have the most valuable player in Sam Stokes. He's all fired up today. We can see it in his face. Of course, all the guys are getting fitter as we go here. The heat and the humidity of playing in Colombo. Stokes bowls again. It's a good ball. Row in quickly there on the front court. Unfortunately, the ball was blocked, hitting the stumps by the batsman. But
Kamal Kurupu, the captain, is facing. He's been an awesome player for the last maybe 15 years for Sri Lanka. And again, off the leg.
Well, we have a very unusual situation. Here's an appeal for LBW in indoor cricket. Doesn't happen very often. Only relevant when there's no shot played. I think the umpire's verdict was either that was a shot or it possibly was going over the top. But very rare incident that. Never seen it. So Stokes coming into bowl again. And he's in and bowls wide of the off stump. Okay, no runs there.
It was quite a good over from Stokes. Only 3 runs scored off it. The most important thing for Sri Lanka is they didn't lose a wicket in this over. Because 6-ball over matches, you lose a wicket. You tend to be difficult to score 20 runs. Like 20 runs is like pass score in an international game.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yep.
You're dead right, Pires, that obviously the strike bowlers in each side, what the batsmen aim to do is just to see them off and make sure that no wickets fall. Those are the danger guys, Stokes being England's quickest strike bowler. So I should imagine both sides pretty happy with that start. No wickets taken, lost by Sri Lanka, and obviously only 3 on the board, so a very, very tidy start for England. Yeah. And here's Tom Rowe coming in, right arm over, bowling to Kurupu. Bowls, and it's wide on the leg side, and given as a wide, so that's 2 runs to Sri Lanka. Moving up to 5. You can tell these England players pumped up. We really do need a win here today at some point.
That's 2. Kamal just slapping it slowly towards the off. Rowe is a brilliant player, I've heard, Duncan.
Yeah, he's got a real competitive edge to him, and he's a big guy. He can hit the ball pretty hard. He bowls pretty intelligently. So that was nicely played and stopped by Stokes. So it didn't hit the side net. So only 1 run because the guys went through for that run. But the ball not striking the net, you just get the 1. And here we go. Here comes Rowe again. Right arm over. Bowls a little bit shorter. Yeah. Anything short of a length at this level, the guys are just going to play it down into the ground. A nice simple dunk towards the side net for 2 runs. So Sri Lanka move smoothly on to 9. No wickets yet.
There's very little margin for the bowlers. If you bowl just out of the off stump, it's just going to get slapped for 2.
Yeah.
It's nowadays international cricket is so much modernized. They just the techniques have come through a lot from like maybe 16, 17 years ago. It was different. Everybody was playing slap shots, but nowadays people have gone beyond that and use the back. That is a huge difference in this format. I think he has one of the best dives in the whole of Indian cricket. It's so smooth.
Very, very difficult to dismiss. Very full length from Evans there. Dug out well by the batsman.
Definitely. Came really close yesterday. Close ball. One for the third umpire.
I must say that ball came off at a very awkward angle. As a result, the catch was missed. Then there was a appeal for a run out, which it did look very, very close. The other side clearly thought that was out.
I think England was a bit unlucky there.
Yeah, I understand. Without any players there. It's very difficult for these umpires, particularly the outside bowlers. And you can imagine in outdoor cricket, you've got a square leg umpire who's right along the line, see everything. Sometimes gets those calls wrong. And of course, another feature of indoor cricket. Whilst England were appealing, also possibly disagreeing with the umpire's decision, Sri Lanka very, very sharply took another run while the ball was still live. So, leg side. Evans on the leg side. Need to eliminate those extras.
Another is Kolita and Kamal, two of the very experienced guys in the Sri Lanka setup. They've been playing for a long time. They understand each other. They don't have to call, you just look at your eyes and
Yeah, and I believe you played with these guys a lot yourself.
Yeah.
Since 2002, was that your first World Cup?
First World Cup was in 2002. We toured Australia in 2001. So it's been a long time.
So, would it be rude of me to ask why you're not playing for the Masters these days?
That's the next day. Everybody wants me to play. I used to work and family commitments. Less time to get these days.
Direction. Play. Two. Direction.
Moving on.
Play.
Still 26 full balls to go. They'll have their own target here, probably in the early 30s, I should imagine.
Good dive from Kolika. You're right, Duncan. I think Rashid is a brilliant wicket keeper and he's a good arm. He's a good throw.
Direction.
He's a skillful batter first.
Play.
He's been unlucky in the previous games, but he looked solid back.
Yeah, and, more experienced indoor players is certainly well in previous
And 2 balls to come.
big position in indoor cricket is slightly different to the same. You've got to keep one hand free for that dynamic throw back to the top stumps.
Good dive in again. I gave him out.
So some close decisions here.
Two balls to
Players, but part of the game. Reiterate, very, very hard for the umpires to get
Final ball.
on their own up on their cricket. But that's the sort of thing that you'd expect out of the others.
Final ball.
Good dive there, but wasn't enough.
Direction. Play.
Lights on mobile. Group.
And over. Next
Nice
play,
outdoor
please.
field.
Definitely a shot played there, so a bit of a pointless appeal there. But it shows the competitive nature of this test match. So that's the end of the first skin. 22 runs on the board.
Anyway, Duncan, it's been nice to commentate with you. There's more senior commentators here, so I'll push over and give him
Thanks
the
for your help. Thanks for coming along.
enjoy the session.
So thank you, Krishant. Good afternoon, Duncan. So good to be back here.
So I think Sri Lanka probably ended that skin a little disappointed. They were right on target to post 30-32 from that skin, but a late wicket from England has brought it down 22. So I think we're
Ready?
pretty happy with that outcome. As per his election, those two players
Ready? Ball right arm out. Ball coming out. Ball coming over. Play.
Had a good 2 or 4 5
Leg side.
was very impressive on the first day. So yesterday, of course, I think video was the best, but I thought he would have been a good performance.
Two. Direction. Play.
So Sri Lanka will be looking to another good skin here. That's it, bowling round the wicket on the right hander. India's so far. Malvin Rodrigo is there.
So India's round the wicket and bowls. Driven nicely off drive.
Eight.
The side net.
Fly ball.
Past the 3 lines. So hitting the net past the 3 lines worth 2 runs. Add the run, the physical run of the batsman. So 3 scored. Up to 7 for this skin.
Two. And over.
A bit
Yes.
short
One.
for Imtiaz there.
There's lots of time for him to go
Final
back.
ball.
Malshan Rodrigo, very young player playing in his first major competition here in Indo cricket. Just out of school cricket, outdoor cricket. A fine young player for outdoor cricket, school cricket. Scored a lot of runs for his team, St. Joseph's College. So converting his talents into Indo cricket and has been very impressive so far in the last 2
For
days.
direction, please.
Yeah, it's not
Right arm
always,
over.
not always that easy.
Play.
You get a lot of fantastic outdoor cricketers come in to the indoor game for the first time. It takes a while to adjust. Although the basic skill sets are the same, there are some slight differences in the emphasis and priorities that you've got to give in the game. Particularly the close fielding is where games are
Point out.
won or lost in indoor cricket. And it may well be that you're a fantastic square leg boundary fielder outdoors. That doesn't make you a good indoor fielder. Because everything's
That's
happening
ready.
so fast and so
Pull your
close.
right arm down.
Some of the opposite balls that fly
Play.
off the nets at funny angles. It takes a while to get used to the whole
Process. Yes, but also I feel that Indo cricket, fielding in Indo cricket might be a good practice for the close-in fielders who do their job in outdoor cricket, isn't it, Duncan? Quick reflexes, quick eyesight, hand-eye coordination, everything is there. And for Indo cricketers who are looking that's a good throw, close one, but he's home at the end. But good reflexes once again. This sort of a thing.
great
Good,
example of what you're saying. This is Anish Patel, the England captain. The ball came at him pretty fast. He's being able to be in a relaxed position, take the ball, not snatch the ball, take the ball, and then really in a single movement release. And 9 times out of 10, these guys are reading the stumps correctly at this level. So there really is no room, margin for error at all. Hence why you see a lot of players diving. Batsmen simply have to dive.
Ball.
17.
Atta coming in, very short, too short, making it far too easy for the batsman just to pick that off off the ground against the net.
It's a third over. This skin here for England so far. So 38. They have got 16 runs so far of this skin.
What would you say a par international score?
Well, for me, very difficult to say in Indo cricket. I think you will probably give me that more experience. We are into more outdoor cricket here because generally Indo cricket far less broadcasting in Sri Lanka. So this is a big initiative. In fact, bringing this broadcast live stream in through the ThePapare.com. We should give them credit. For some time now, there hasn't been a lot of in the initial stages when Sri Lanka started playing Indo cricket. There was a live broadcast on TV as well, but then sort of things fell off, and now once again the ThePapare.com has taken the initiative to bring this live. So
One of the big challenges for England, Sri Lanka, India,
Well, ready? Third ball for a change.
members
Third ball.
Cricket Federation is
Pull your right arm down.
centres.
Play.
Places to play. So Evans winning one good goals.
Two.
So there's a centre here in Colombo, but if you live in other parts of Sri Lanka, it's very hard to play this game. You travel a long way.
You have to, exactly. So that's why you see very few players involved. Like I heard you talking to Krishant earlier, like he said, he played way back in 2001. So some of those players who initially played for Sri Lanka when they started are still around. 2-3 of them are still around in various ways. So since then it has been far and few that have really come into the game. So it's good, like tours like this, bring in a few youngsters and hope better for the future.
Yeah. Well, back to the game, we saw their push into the offside, and really a chance there for Evans to take the ball off the net. And unusually, he didn't make the catch. But the bowls, again, a little too short, giving the batsmen too much time to consider where they'd like to place the ball, making sure it goes into the ground and up into the air. What that does is it buys time for the players, the batsmen, to make the physical run, which is the only way in which you can register runs in this game. So, sort of length and line that standardly bowlers will aim for would be to try and tuck up the batsman, possibly on leg stump, maybe sort of aiming for the hip area, making that dunk shot a bit more. Yeah, a little bit short from the big mistake from the Sri Lankans on the calling. So there wasn't really a run there. The ball bounced off the side net, the back net, and then into the keeper's hands. And a very, very swift removal of one of the bails from Kabir Imtiaz behind the stump. So that's a run out for England. And a -5 for Sri Lanka. They're down to 18 in the skin and a total of 40 currently.
Yes, he had no chance, in fact, to get to his crease. Quick reflexes once again. The score is down to 40 now from 45. It's been a good over so far by Evans. Very good over indeed.
Better bowling from Evans there to finish off. So, yeah, a good finish. I mean, similar to the last skin, really. Seemed to be getting away from it, and then they caught it back. So, we're now at the start of the final over of this skin. So 6 balls for these guys to possibly repair what went wrong in that last over, that last run out.
Yes, 18 runs so far in the 3 overs of this skin. They got 22 in the first one. They'll be looking to finish off well. Sri Lanka, and if England can get a dismissal or 2, they'll be really happy with their effort in this skin.
So just to remind you, if you're new to the game,
Leg side, ball, rebound,
cricket is to make a physical run. The 2 players actually have to run rather than the extras, of course. And because wherever the ball hits the net, whether it be on the side, front half of the court, register as 1. So that one was past the 3
late,
over. 7 half of the court. So the shot itself hitting the net is worth 2. And 1 is added if the guys run, but if they don't run at all, it's worth nothing. Around the wicket.
Yes, and also to all those the new viewers, there is no extra delivery, isn't it, for a wide, unless it's the last ball of the skin, is it, Duncan?
That's correct. So what the skipper needs to do is to make sure that the guys who are bowling the last over each skin, which this is not the 8th, don't bowl any wide balls, because those would be in bowl. If it's not in one of those overs, it's the last of the skin, then the batsman isn't given the opportunity to re-bowl. Again, the key difference between indoor and outdoor. Outdoor cricket, if you bowl wide, it gets re-bowled regardless.
Oh, that's well played. Played it very late into the net. Rodrigo. His skill. So 8 runs so far of this final over from Evans.
Lanka done quite well here, so 2 balls to go. They've moved the skin back up to 26. I should imagine they're aiming for another 4 or 5 runs in the skin. Well bowled by Rashid. Many room to get the ball.
Yes, they're bowling around the wicket, just cramping him for that space he was looking for. Intelligent. They got 3 on the leg side for England. The final delivery coming up, very important one.
Players, third ball, batsman, third ball, score must change.
Maybe an indication of where he's aiming this particular delivery.
And over, next breaker please.
Work from Imtiaz behind the stumps. And that's the end of the over and the end of the second skin. 26 for the skin.
One.
Sri Lanka move on to
48.
48.
Yes, so the good final 2 deliveries of that skin from Rashid, 2 dot deliveries, very, very important to end well, isn't it, Duncan?
Yeah, I think, and again, the question I asked earlier
Let's go.
Which team you're playing against as to why it's going to be
3% tower.
okay. The series so far, I think England certainly need to keep Sri Lanka at 100 in total.
That's ready?
I would say your average international score is probably between 70 and 80. 70 or 80 on board.
Final ball.
So probably if you get something like 70 or 80, you think you could defend. But the batting side also will think we can get that, isn't it, Duncan? It's that sort of a pass score that you feel you're always in the game, isn't it?
That's right, and of course in this game, things can turn on its head so quickly. People might be asking, well, why aren't they hitting these big shots to the back net? Well, they carry intrinsic risk. What a great piece of fielding from Rowe there. I mean, that was just unbelievable. The take of the ball, not even looking where he was throwing it. He knows exactly where the stumps are. A sort of reverse throw straight onto the stumps, forcing the run out. So -5, brilliant work from Thomas Rowe.
That's a brilliant reflexes, isn't it? Important. They were on 48, straight away -5.
So Skipper Patel bowls, right arm over. Same again, Rowe looking very, very sharp on that 3-line off onside position. England trying to build the pressure here. Brought the Sri Lankan total down to 43 as a result of that last wicket. So Patel comes in, sort of medium pace, slow medium, swinging the ball both ways, Anish.
Yes, a few youngsters as well used by Sri Lanka today in this test match. Fonseca is playing his game. Oh, it's been a good over so far. Just a couple of runs, isn't it?
Patel bowling very, very well here. And of course, indoor cricket, very much about momentum and pressure, and England building the pressure here.
Yes, that's the third ball coming up, very important. It's been a brilliant over. Just a 1 run off this over.
This England side very pumped up. A little bit short from Patel, that one. Right line, but didn't quite get the length right. Good over though. So this skin on -3.
I'll take a break as well, Duncan. Gamini will join you
Lovely
for the
to
next
see
few
you.
overs.
Always a delight to see Gamini too. Hi, how are you doing?
How's it going, Duncan?
Yeah, great.
It's a great day.
Enjoyed that little battle last night.
Yeah, pretty much. We've come to the last day of this series, and yeah, what a way to finish the tournament. I think in general both sides have improved in their skills, Duncan, and England in particularly coming to Sri Lanka in this warm weather and getting used to it, but certainly they have improved in many areas.
Yeah, I think so. The conditions are difficult for us. I know the guys have got a lot of issues in terms of the ball slipping. We tend to sweat a lot more than those guys who are conditioned to the humidity and heat. So, but yeah, there's no excuses. You come here, we have to perform, and I think you're right. I think we've certainly equipped ourselves. Oh, there's a run-out chance here, nice and steady. Yeah, Evans takes the bails. This is good work from England, really applying the pressure. So down to 40 now, Sri Lanka. This is the great thing about indoor cricket. It's never over. You just don't know what's going to happen next, and you can sometimes have a swing of 5, 10, 12 runs even on one shot due to some brilliant fielding. And England looking very tight in the field today.
Definitely, and this batting pair certainly feeling the pressure from the English boys. Already 2 wickets so far in this. It's a better shot. Anish is feeling that third line.
Imtiaz just giving Pereira a little too much width there, allowing him to sort of stroke that ball beautifully into the offside. Nice straightforward easy run. He comes round the wicket in, again a little bit short possibly, and just an inch or two short, and it just gives the batsman that extra little bit of time to be able to make sure that the ball is put where they want, particularly down into the ground and up into the air, to buy some time to make sure that run is nice and simple. And same again, really.
Yeah, that's a nice shot, down and up. That's probably the best shot so far from this pair. Stefan Fonseca, who's on strike, Duncan, he made his debut yesterday. He's only 19 years of age.
Really?
And, yeah, he has got the opportunity, used it yesterday. But he's a bit of under pressure here. England looking to consolidate their position after the first two pair scored 48. They're on -3 at this moment. That's a better shot, down and up again on the offside.
Oh, tidy fielding from Patel there. Didn't quite make the direct hit on this occasion. So Gamini, you are a veteran of this sport, and you must have coached some of these guys over the years, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen some of these guys, particularly in the last 12 months. And guy who's on strike, Ramesh, that's a superb shot on the legs. That's the hardest shot in Indo cricket. A lot of bowlers are aiming for that line towards the body or towards that leg stump, Duncan, and you need to have that skill if you want to be good at this level.
Yeah, I agree. It's made to look so easy by some of these players, but believe me, that was a really classy push onto the onside. Again, down into the ground, up, hitting the side net, loads of time to make the run, no chance of a run out. The absolute perfect indoor cricket stroke there.
Yeah, good opportunities for both sides here. England playing, of course, in Sri Lanka, getting used to these conditions and the weather. And Sri Lanka looking to take the opportunity to expand their squad by using more players, Duncan, and it has been a great series so far for sure. Material of the result, what we look for is some improvement every day from each player and team-wise, collectively, and I'm sure that both sides have made some inroads so far.
Yeah.
Fuller delivery, first up, full toss, easy pickings for Ramesh. Be disappointed that he couldn't hit that onto the net, just a one.
And Sam Stokes back for his second over. Pretty quick bowler, and he does. He aims for that full length. You know, his Yorker's absolutely fantastic. But of course, an inch or two too full turns into a full toss, and that's what happened there. So in, left arm over. Yeah.
Swung in, didn't it? And that's a perfect line. That's what you are looking for. There is a line on the leg stump there, about a foot or so, and that is the direction that the players are looking for. Stefan Fonseca has opened his stance, obviously looking for that line.
Yeah, well spotted there, Gamini. Seemed to have worked for him there.
He had a terrific game yesterday, Stokes, didn't he? Plus 30 odd runs in that game and won the man of the match.
Unbelievable.
So he's coming off a very good game.
So Sri Lanka 51. Stokes bowls a bit wide, a little bit too wide, giving Pereira lots of time to just place that into the side net. No real pressure on the run.
Yeah, from what we have seen, I think all these players around the world now these days, Duncan, they thrive on that line outside the off stump. Any width or length, there's pretty much 2 runs on offer.
Yeah. At this level, probably more so than outdoor cricket even, there's just no room for error at all. Everything happens so fast. And of course you don't get the same, 8 over spell to repair the damage. If you have your 2 overs and don't bowl very well, ultimately that's your bowling game over, and you've got to make up for things in the field and with the bat. So, all-round cricketers, these guys, you can't have specialists who can't certainly do the other skills fielding. A bit short there from Stokes. Down the leg side, but not wide enough to be called a wide by the umpire. Must have been close.
Yeah, England have kept the pressure on this pair. They have only got 6 runs so far, and they're into the last over, the 4th over of this pair. That's a great over bowled by Stokes. Good line and length, the last delivery as well, around that rib cage on the leg side line.
Yeah. What's interesting actually, particularly on this tour that I've noticed is, 4 or 5 players in the Sri Lankan squad who haven't been familiar to me before and to our team before. Although there was a World Cup in Dubai last year and a World Cup in New Zealand in 2014. Gamini, is that because I mean they're class acts and you know would make the World Cup squad in any country? Is it a financial issue for some of these guys to tour? Is that?
Yeah, some part of it I would say, because obviously any side will be very strong in their backyard, wouldn't it? And they'll have more players to play with, they'll have more participants. And but like you said, I mean, you have experienced yourself many times, and when you go away, there are some issues that we need to look into. That's a bit of a waiver delivery to start the over.
So this is Blake van der Linde. Again, grew up in South Africa, so been playing the game all his life. Very, very talented front court fielder. Yeah, a bit leg side, got away with that one.
Yeah, tight one.
Looked a bit lucky to me. But yeah, I mean, you know, I could probably say the same thing. This tour, you know, there's some players who would certainly have made the cut to be in the squad, both this squad and the Masters squad and the development squad that's here. But we have the players that we could bring, and you know, those guys are battling very, very hard. But what we have seen is the quality of the Sri Lanka team playing at home has been quite exceptional. Ooh, struck very, very firmly straight at skipper Patel, who managed to stop the ball somehow. And the run was taken, but it wasn't there due to the bit of fielding. Patel got it straight back into the keeper, and there's another run out for England.
Yeah, good fielding from the front court. England have kept the momentum as far as this pair is concerned, and they are still on 4. Obviously, the Sri Lankan camp must be having a few worries.
Yeah, this
But
is...
Having said that, I just mentioned how Shivan Fonseca is playing only his second test, and good experience for him, playing at this level and getting the experience that he needs against these best players around the world. And yeah, certainly, like you mentioned, even in Sri Lanka, again a miscommunication. Oh, wow, that could have been curtains again.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for England. Rowe took the ball very, very well, but the throw a bit wayward and gave just a little bit too much for the keeper Imtiaz to do. Really should have been a run out, a bit more clinical from England, and that would have put Sri Lanka in real trouble. Here we are in the 12th over, the last over of this skin, 2 balls to go, and they're only on 5. So it's been a very, very tight skin for England, and they'll be very happy seeing Sri Lanka on 53 at this stage of their innings.
Yeah, even yesterday, that last test between these two sides, we saw Sri Lanka after the first 3 pairs. They were around that 60 mark, 55, 60 mark, and then last pair came and scored 39 and put some stability into the score. And having said that, 2 experienced guys to come.
Yeah, I mean, the word experience seems to come up often, Gamini. I mean, you're obviously a very experienced player yourself, and playing against you, I can see that and feel it. And you can't really replicate experience. You know, as you say, you have got a debutant here. And although, you know, he looks a fine player, sometimes you get rattled a bit early. That experienced head comes in. You know, batsmen need to rebuild their innings if they get out early rather than panic. Not that these guys have, but England are fielding very well actually today.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the line that they are operating to, Duncan, around that leg stump and that just outside.
Yeah, I'm sure this is something that Anish and Tom Rowe, the vice-captain, have talked to the squad about exactly where we need to be bowling to tie these players down.
That's another skill you require, especially against these players at this level. They're very good feeling at front court, and you need to have put in the dive to save yourself, no matter how good a shot it is. And that's how they ended up, 7 runs that pair. So after 12 overs, Sri Lanka 55, last pair to come.
Yeah, excellent skin for England, that one. Now, if they can follow this up, but as Gamini mentioned, is this the same pair as did the damage yesterday?
Actually, there is another debutant. I actually was not aware of it, Gunatilaka, who is now at the non-strikers end, and he's with the former national skipper Tharindu Mendis, he is one of the best with the bat, and yesterday we saw how good he can handle himself out there in the middle, but he'll have to do that with the debutant this time.
Yeah, well, no better player to be batting with if you're a debutant, but I'm sure England will be targeting this new guy, and we'll feel quite positive about the fact that we're going into this last skin, you know, with 55 on the board. If we can get a couple of early wickets here, then England would be in the driving seat in this test match.
Yeah, as we have seen right throughout the series, Duncan, England have had their moments, and at times there wasn't much between the two teams up until the last pair maybe. Tharindu Mendis on the leg side starts well with a 2. Even yesterday it was such a close game up until the last 4 overs, and then suddenly you mentioned about the momentum that is required in this game, and a couple of wickets cost them the game for England.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, there was an opportunity to run out at the bowler's end, but the ball going to the keeper's end. So nothing coming of that other than a run for Sri Lanka. But yeah, this line that Patel's bowling, very disciplined line. In fact, the whole of the England side have bowled, I'm sure, according to the plan that they've had, probably for all the tests. But the execution of these skills in these conditions, very, very difficult sometimes. And the pressure and the momentum. So here's Patel. Let's see what we can carry on with. Okay, so a little bit easy to just place that into the ground and up.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you hit the nail on the head, Duncan. It's the execution. They're all trying to do that, but you need to have some control, and you need to have a mentality to trust your skill to land it there. And this match, certainly England have landed the ball where they wanted.
Yeah, certainly line's been very good. As soon as you drop it just a touch short, the batsman just has, you know, that much extra time to be able to place the ball in the position it needs to be safely without causing any run-out situations. Oh, Tom Rowe is having an absolute blinder of a game in that 3-line position. That's the second run-out that we've seen from him with a straight take and backhanded throw that's hit directly. So yeah, some pretty impressive fielding today from England. So
yeah, I was having a chat with Rory last night, and he seems to have picked up a few things today, and it is working for him, like you said. 2 back flicks without even looking at the stumps, and both direct hits. Brilliant fielding.
So Patel in. Again, pretty full delivery. Nearly snuck under the bat there, so no run, and that's the end of the over.
England got one back in that one. So it's pretty even Stevens at this stage. But like Duncan mentioned, the momentum is the key for both sides. Suddenly these 2 batsmen might have 2 or 3, 4 deliveries down and up shots, and they'll gain on momentum. But England certainly can pick up a couple of wickets and put Sri Lankans under a lot of pressure and keep that total to where they can chase and be comfortable with.
Yeah, and of course we know, you know, from a sports psychology point of view, you've got a debutant here. The skin's under pressure. The previous skin didn't go too well. So, you know, how this debutant copes with the pressure will probably be indicative of the outcome of this particular skin. And obviously he's got an experienced campaigner at the other end. So
yeah, interesting field here. 3 guys on the leg side. The front court, all 3 fielders are on the leg side. And brilliant shot. Fuller delivery. Not the ball that you wanted after having the field there.
yeah,
Full toss outside the off stump.
yeah, just got it slightly wrong. I mean, these margins for error, I think, you know, an inch or 2 and that was a Yorker, but I'm not sure that's exactly where he was supposed to be bowling.
Those who don't know or who have just joined us with this Indo cricket, it's a 2-piece ball, so it tends to swing a lot more than the outdoor ball, and you need to have some control, obviously. And some guys are very, very good at it, swinging it both ways, Duncan.
Yeah, that was a better length from Atta. Atta also is a debutant for the men. Had a little bit like Imtiaz, had a very impressive Dubai World Cup for the 21 and under squad, and has rightfully been elevated to have his chance with the men's squad now. Very. Oh, they're in trouble here. Yeah, there's a run out for England. Bit of confusion, I think, on the calling for Sri Lanka there.
Yeah. Miscommunication. Sarindra Mendis having a chat with Gunatilaka.
Now, Mohammad Atta is a young man who only started playing indoor cricket about 18 months ago, believe it or not. He a good outdoor player, but he's spent 4 or 5 evenings a week. That one just gets past Lee Evans on the side net to hit the back net also. So the ball struck the side net ahead of the 3 line and onto the back net, which is 4 runs.
Yeah, with that one. It's a close one, but England gets the call that they wanted. That's the end of the 14th over.
Coming back to Atta, yeah, he's because he plays at one of my centres in Birmingham. I can't get rid of the guy. He's there 5 days a week, practicing drills. His fielding is his front court fielding has impressed us all, and just goes to show what dedication and hard work can produce. 18 months to go from your first indoor cricket experience to playing in the men's team is quite exceptional.
Yeah, amazing. Like you mentioned, spending so many hours to get better, and the mentality of reaching higher goals and reaching new heights. These guys, like you said, the amount of time that they spend to improve their game in certain departments. This is a game where there is no place to hide. You need all 3 departments, and you need to practice your skill if you want to trust it out there.
And how many of your Sri Lankan squad are specialist indoor players, Gamini? Are they all still playing outdoor cricket too?
Some of them are, and for the clubs or for their respective companies and mercantile-wise, or some are still with the outdoor cricketers, but certainly there are some who are specialized indoor cricketers. There are 3 guys in the Sri Lankan side. That's a brilliant piece of fielding, up in the air, got rid of the ball. Before he came to the ground, got rid of the ball, and England fielding have been terrific in the last 4 or 5 overs.
That was just a great example of the electric indoor fielding skills that are required in this game. Anish Patel, who's a very experienced player, skippering the England team here in Sri Lanka, but yeah, a fantastic example of the skill sets you need to perform at this level in indoor. Similarly, again, there was an opportunity there. The what they call a slap, really. Normally it's sort of directly in front of you, but on this occasion it went into the side net, and Stokes with his left hand tried to slap it towards the stumps to force the run out. Just missed. I think if it had hit directly, it probably would have been close.
Definitely, I think it would have been found short on that one. Another good shot from Sarindra Mendis. Yeah, coming back to that point, Duncan, there are 3 guys in the Sri Lankan side who have never ever touched a leather cricket bat or the cricket ball before. Wow. And the school that they attended, Sri Lanka school cricket, is very big and it's very popular, and you get more crowds to the schools games than international games at times. And there are 3 guys who have never played. There's no cricket in their school, and they are living just around the corner here. And like you said about Atta, they used to come here all the time and every day, and they have improved their skills. And now one guy is captain in Sri Lanka.
Wow, that's great. That's a great story. Ooh, there was a chance there. Atta doing his usual job down in the front court. I mean, fantastic story also about the great Australian batsman and captain Michael Clarke, who, when he was growing up, his parents owned an indoor centre, and I remember he saying he sort of ran home from school, dumped his bag, and pleaded with his mother that he can go straight down to the cricket centre, and then play maybe 3 or 4 games on back to back, homing these skills in indoor, before being sent home by his father to go to bed or do his homework. But you know, young cricketers playing indoor cricket will develop, certainly from a fielding point of view, skills that will see them right in whatever form of cricket they play.
Yeah, I'll come back to that point after this delivery, Duncan. The good point that you made. It's pretty similar. That's a wayward delivery. That could have been a wide in any format, I would say. But another two, Sri Lankan side. It's pretty much similar to T20 these days in Indo cricket. You need to do something from the very first ball, and you have to do it every ball. There is no side turns here in this game.
Yeah, hence
Next side.
you rarely see the lead. One doesn't want to waste a delivery when there's an opportunity to get 1, 2, 3. And at this level, you find that the batsman can usually find a way of placing the ball between fielders and creating the time to be able to make that physical run.
Especially in Asian countries, still they are yet to understand the effect that can have the outdoor cricketers.
That is not Pilas ball. Ball out.
The outdoor cricketers are pretty simply because they will tell you that.
Final ball.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, there are coaches around the world that possibly flag 1 or 2 concerns about batting, shot selection, and various other things. At the end of the day, if you're a good cricketer, you should be able to adapt. I mean, at the moment, you've got players who have to adapt from Test match cricket to one day to 2020, and indoors another 4.
Over.
It does take some time, doesn't it? You want to play the ball a little bit later as a batsman. Play the ball into the ground rather than...
Two ball left. There's the ball.
Square cut,
Coming right out.
sort of pull,
No, it's not the third ball.
Vandalin coming in.
Can I have the direction ball? Right arm over. Play.
So we're just approaching the
Down
final
the ball.
delivery of the final skin. Sri Lanka
Let's go. Let's go.
average international total.
Now we take that ball. Players, third ball. Third ball. Score marks in. 2 and over.
There's something for the bowlers to bowl at, obviously.
I think England will be
Well,
happy,
one.
given what we've experienced this series with that performance. I think we looked sharper, we were more clinical, certainly more of those run-outs with direct hits. So I think all in all, Anish will be pretty happy with his team there. All we have found in this series, of course, is how electric Australians are in the field. So although that might be a par international score, we aren't playing against a par international team here. I feel like we're seeing a Sri Lankan side here that could probably give the best in the world a run for their money at the moment.
Let's go. Let's go. 2 balls remaining.
සතුට බෙදන නම
ඔබ ළඟ රැඳි නම ස්පෝර්ට්ස් වලට ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැමතිද?
අනිවාර්යෙන්.
ඔව්.
නෑ. හොඳටම අඩුයි.
Yeah, of course.
අඩුයි යත්.
ඔව්. කදාසම ස්පෝර්ට් එක.
ෆුට්බෝල්.
ක්‍රිකට්.
බාස්කට්බෝල්.
අපේ UFC වගේ දේවල් නම් සවන බලනවා.
ෆන් ඇන් රැලි විතරයි.
කැමතිම ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් ඉන්නවද කියලා?
අරවින්ද ඩි සිල්වා, අර්ජුන රණතුංග,
සංගක්කාර.
ඒ සරත් ජයසූරිය 96 ටීම් එකම හොඳයි.
Left hand once at the start of the innings, but these are things that they practice all the time, don't they? And the time is what what you look for. It's very, well, you don't even have half a second to get to the other end as a batsman, really.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? In outdoor cricket, how many times would you see someone ensuring the ball is in their strong hand to make a throw back to the keeper or towards the stumps? You generally always will throw with your stronger hand. I think in indoor cricket you simply can't choose. You don't have time, and if it's in your left hand, you throw it with your left hand or right if you're in the right hand. So these are the small differences that make a huge difference to the outcome. And I think this is one of the key features of what I've recognized in this Sri Lankan outfit here. The fielding has been quite unbelievable at times, and but you know, England have performed very well themselves in the field today, so hopefully this fifth test is shaping up nicely for a real humdinger of a finish here.
Definitely, this is going to be a ripper of a game, I think.
Yeah.
80 is the total that they want. Yesterday, Duncan, one of these Sri Lankan local boys, asking me, you only have to run halfway down the track, and how can you get out? I said, you just have to have a look how these guys throw the ball and slap it off the net.
Yep. Yeah, it might look simple at times, but believe me, these guys are quality sportsmen.
There's the left arm fast bowler that I was talking to you. One of them, Ramesh Pereira, swinging the ball into the right hander.
So Anish Patel opening the batting along with the youngster Imtiaz, who's had a great tour. He's looking really good with the bat, this young man.
Certainly he has contributed with some performance. That's another good delivery. Umpire called it inside, obviously. So the third ball, in the third ball of the innings, and Imtiaz, you were just mentioning Duncan, and what a player he has been in this series, on all three departments, mind you.
Yeah.
Bowling, batting, and he was keeping wickets as well.
That's right, yeah. Just explain the third ball for us, Gamini, because it's a very unique part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, great shot to get out of that one from Anish. Yeah, in Indo cricket, you can't go with 3 dot balls in a row. You need to, in terms of the bat or any other way, wide or a no ball, you have to change the score. If you don't, that comes as a dismissal, part of the dismissal that we have in this game, and along with caught, bowled, and all the other basic ones. Another good delivery on the legs. What the stronger point of Imtiaz has been the shots on the leg side.
Yeah.
I was talking to some of these local boys in our team, and they were saying how good he was on the leg side, so they might have to change the plan of attack for him. It seems like bread and butter for him on that leg side line.
Well, again, slightly open start. Oh dear. That was a cracking delivery there, straight through Imtiaz. I was just about to comment that looked like Imtiaz's slightly open stance, which may free the arms to be able to play that ball onto the onside more easily. Quite often these players are pushing the ball from off stump into the leg side. But on that occasion, maybe that open stance left a gap and it got through. So -5 for England.
That's a fuller delivery and great batting from Imtiaz. That's what he can do. Sri Lanka only scored 79 runs, so they are looking to take control of the game with their bowling and fielding. This is probably the strongest suit, I would say.
Yeah, I think if England get off to a steady start, they need to set the world alight, these two, but they're both very good indoor players. You won't see them losing their heads just because they've lost an early wicket. They're just trying to build the partnership again. Obviously, they'll have an eye on the skin, possibly at 22, still achievable, but with 1 week skin in the Sri Lankan total, I don't think they'll worry too much about that. This will be about just getting 80 runs, however they're going to come. So
Siobhan Fonseca, the wicket keeper, has been trusted to bowl the second over.
Again, very elegant off drive into the ground, up into the air from Imtiaz. Again, giving the guys enough time to stroll through for an easy run.
That is a great shot from Anish Patel. Down and up on the leg side.
And you see
another yard onto the left-hand side would have scored 3 runs for him. It's a great shot.
See a lot of wrist action in there. You know, sort of whipped last second into the ground. It's a very hard skill.
Fuller delivery. Imtiaz will be disappointed with that. He just could not hit the net on that occasion. Yeah, you just mentioned about the wrist, Duncan. That's something that Sri Lankans normally have, the wrist, even in outdoor cricket, as you can see. These island boys from all over the world, they have good wrists, and we have seen from West Indians and even from Sri Lankans how good their wrists are. And if you have that, that certainly is a good thing to have in Indo cricket.
Absolutely. Well, you know, being down the other end of the pitch to yourself, Gamini, I can tell that your wrists aren't too shabby either. So in we come. There we go again. A nice push. Didn't quite get to the net. He'll be disappointed about that. But we can see exactly what Gamini was commenting on. That Imtiaz very comfortable pushing this ball into the ground on the onside, trying to beat that that front fielder there, number 48.
That's a stronger part of Anish Patel on the offside. Imtiaz is on the leg side, but great recovery from England after losing a wicket in the first over. They're 8, chasing 80 to win.
Yeah, and I think Patel's experience coming through here, he'll be making sure that Kabir Imtiaz is just playing his normal game. There's no need to panic. Just because you lose an early wicket, you got 4 overs as a pair. You bat together. And, you know, rebuild. When something happens early, there's always enough time, no panic. You know, sometimes you see players starting to think, oh, I've got to hit a 5 or I've got to hit a 7, which is a straight 6 to the back net plus 1 for the run. But, you know, it's a dangerous shot. And so, you know, a plus 7 can easily turn into a minus 5. A 12-run swing on one shot. It's not worth it, not at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I've seen it happening most of the time. That's a Fuller delivery, beautifully driven, but good communication. Early call.
Yeah, a nice shot there, a nice shot for none. You know, it happens quite a lot because the fielding cleanly into the hand. A good call from Patel. Any attempt at a run there would have led to disaster, so good calling.
Yeah, 2-dot balls from Gihan Gunatilaka, the debutant. So 3rd ball situation. No runs have been scored off the last 2, so the score has to change in this one.
It has to change and the pressure builds, so well played from Anish. Again, man, good head on his shoulders, just kept his cool, calm head about that and just placed it exactly where he needed to make sure a safe run could be achieved. We have had a number of 3rd ball opportunities with England in the field where it was tight, yeah. A little bit like a couple of the run-outs that Tom Rowe did for England. That was very similar, where a nice clean take off the net and this backhanded throw that hits the stumps directly when these players aren't even facing in the right direction. It's an unbelievable skill.
Yeah, Tarindu Mendis, that back flick to the stumps, like Duncan mentioned a couple of times. We saw Roy doing that in the England innings, and Tarindu Mendis for the last 15 years, Duncan, that has been his position. And that's another one. This one is from Malshan Rodrigo, fielding up the court there. So suddenly 2 wickets have brought the momentum back to the Sri Lankan side.
Isn't it the fantastic thing about this game? I mean, here we are with England back on naught, you know. They had an early -5, they recovered from it, and then all of a sudden the pressure and the electric fielding of this Sri Lankan team you know, undoes all the good work that Patel and Imtiaz had managed to claw back. But, you know, let's remember there's still an over to go.
Went for the glory shot, didn't he, after the 2 wickets, looking for that back net, and the ball dipped on him. So he's been stumped. So hat-trick.
Hat-trick ball, yeah. Was it 2 run-outs? Yeah, 2 run-outs and a stumping. Yeah.
Those who are still trying to get to know the rules in Indo cricket, the wicket also comes under the bowler, and whether it's a run-out or any other form of out, it's still the same. And because no matter how well you bowl, you need to have fielders to back you up in this game, and Sri Lankans have certainly done that in this over.
Yeah, and I think we have to possibly put that down to inexperience. You know, Imtiaz a classy batsman, but possibly lost his head a little there. I think charging down the wicket, just because you'd lost a couple of wickets, and what was needed there really is acceptance that we weren't going to win the skin, but actually just to make sure you make the most of the last balls you have. Now, of course, on -5, it's going to be an uphill battle from here.
We were talking about the wrist, and this guy also can turn the ball here and there. Ruwan Talagala, and Talagala, he can bowl the leg spin and the wrong one. So batsman will have to keep a good eye on the wrist.
Nice dunk there from Anish, just into the ground and up into the air. Nice buying of time to make the run. I'm glad I've got you here, Gamini, for some of these names. I was saying the same to Lyndon when we were commentating on the first test. I wouldn't want to be...
Untitled Mendes again, without looking at the stump. Very good throw, good direction. Back stumpery school ita Hapuarachi. And Imtiaz looking to find some momentum after those 3 wickets in that last over. Using his feet with the shot. Good running. He's very quick, isn't he?
Fortunately, a young fit man. Yeah, very, very fit man. So on that occasion, I think he got away with that. But normally when you drive straight, of course, you've got the bowler, you've got top stumps waiting for the ball. Quite often it's a run out opportunity, and the call would normally be no under those circumstances, but that one came off.
That's a very good looking sweep shot. Down and up sweep shot. You don't see that shot very often in Indo cricket, but that's a great way to get 2 runs for his team by Anish Patel.
Yeah. Anish did play some first-class outdoor cricket. He was...
Again, a very good shot down and up, but Promesh Pereira, who is fielding in that front court position, certainly run for his team, just the 1.
So that's the end of the skin. We can see the 2 contributions. Anish 13, Kabir Imtiaz -12. Yeah, you can see Imtiaz pretty disappointed there. He's certainly batted a lot better than that in previous tests here in Colombo. But that's the nature of the game. The pressure, I think pressure counted on him there.
That's what a lot of sides are looking to do, apply pressure by fielding well, taking wickets at regular intervals and keeping that score at a level, and that can easily play on these batsmen's mind, Duncan. And like you said, Imtiaz, who possesses brilliant skills, but just put under pressure by the Sri Lankans, and that hat-trick certainly took them 2 steps back, chasing this 80.
Yeah. So we've got the new pairing here. So Sam Stokes taking strike along with Blake van der Linde. Now the Sri Lankans will be aware of what Sam Stokes managed to pull off last night in the 4th test. He won the Most Valuable Player award, although on the losing side. And in fact, he hit the back net, I think, 3 times in his innings. One glorious 7. So not sure whether Stokesy will be taking that approach here, but let's wait and see. But he's certainly a dangerous, powerful hitter.
Harindo Mendes, great shot to start with. So he's carrying on from where he left from last night. Stokes, beautiful shot to score 2 runs.
Yeah, just because you can hit the ball well doesn't mean you don't just play the indoor shots and the basic skills of indoor cricket batting, and that was a good example.
Leg side.
Mendes coming round the wicket to the left-hander. Just losing its direction to the leg side. So good start for this pair. They still really need to see some sort of about 25-30 run partnership if they want to come into this game again.
I think so, yeah. We certainly need to win this skin to ultimately claw back some of the deficit.
Yeah,
but the
Sri
one
Lankan third pair only scored 7 runs, Duncan, so
yep.
This might be the pair that they can catch up.
That's right. I mean, the great thing about this game is you're never really out of it until it's mathematically impossible, which, of course, we're far away from it.
Malchan Rodrigo, the left-arm orthodox spinner, is also only 21 years of age, Duncan, and he has been the find for us in the last 6 months or so, along with the others. He was one of the first straight after the school cricket season, came here and now turned out to be a very good Indo cricket player, and he is a major part of this team also. Lovely loop.
Yeah, nice action.
And Sri Lanka's normally, they know how to use their wrists and change the speed of the delivery and turn it here and there.
Yeah, I think that change of pace is... it's a bit uppish from Stokes, but it's got past. So Sam with a 5. This is what he did last night. So that's the first time he's hit the bat net on this occasion. So yeah, moving up to 23. This partnership looking very strong for England at the moment.
Driven straight, and there was a throw that went past the back stumper. That allowed the batsman to cross for another one.
Yeah, pretty rare occurrence against this Sri Lankan team. I wouldn't say bad fielding, just a go at the stumps which missed, and the backstop was unable to stop it. So England run through for one they didn't expect to get.
Well.
2 men on the floor here.
Yeah, Stokes, he played a good shot, but Ruan Thalagalagi, who's feeling in that position, everyone is taller than me, but he's about 6'2" in it. And when he jumps up, so he pretty much covers some sort of a height, and that's exactly what he did on that occasion.
Yeah, it's a good point that, having, tall men in certain fielding positions can cut off the route for the ball to the net. And that fundamentally in indoor cricket, the primary goal to stop the ball hitting the net in the first place, which eliminates runs. Yeah, good dive from Blake van der Linde there. You just don't get much time in that zone. Anything played behind square is often quite a dangerous run to take, but with these guys diving for virtually every ball, it just means the fielding side have to be so quick. But again, it's another skill. It's a skill that these guys have to practice, because I think I mentioned this in the first test. If you dive badly, all of your effort can come to nothing, because sometimes as you hit the ground, your bat can raise off the ground, and of course, unless your bat is grounded behind the line, you're not in. So it isn't a case of just hurling your body. There's a specific skill that these guys practice.
Exactly, Duncan. We see these guys doing this all the time at training. You need to know the art of diving, how to slide across the ground. And like Duncan said, there is a skill and technique involved in this. So it's going to be Kamal Kurup with the skipper. Wow. Well, that call came for England. Brings up another 2. 29.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That looked like a good ball, but given as a wide. You can tell the Sri Lankan skipper not particularly comfortable with the decision.
Yeah, Kamal Kurup is another left-armer that I was talking to you about. Swings the ball into the right-hander. Stokes, who is on strike this time.
Number one.
Yeah, well played by Stokes there. Simple prod into the side net for 2. And England, this skin moving on to 30, so they've done a very, very good job, these two. What they've got to do is make sure there's no wicket now in the 5 balls that remain. And most important, that they just keep steady heads here and make sure we avoid a -5.
Definitely, Duncan. We just mentioned how Australians are so good. There has been a pair, but Stokes is home. So another 2. Yeah, coming back to that point, we were talking about the Australians when it comes to batting. What they're good at is that they don't give a lot of dismissal to the other teams, and they know how to protect the runs that they score.
Yeah, I mean, you know, two wickets in a pairing -10, it can make a huge difference to the outcome of a game. The Australians seems to have mastered this sport in the way that they can play every delivery, as you say, avoiding the dot balls so the pressure doesn't build on the third ball situations, but at the same time playing shots that don't lead to run-outs. And the key for that is to buy time, which means hitting the ball a little bit later than possibly in outdoor cricket, so that the ball is actually aimed downwards into the ground and then up in the air. They call it the down-up or the dunk, and it's a very, very effective way of ensuring you avoid run-outs.
Yeah, in Sri Lanka, these guys used to call it the bump shot.
Bump shot, okay.
Down and up, bump, whatever you call it, that's what you need in this game. If you want to be a good batsman, that was a good line from Kamal Kurupu. Just swinging in.
Again, good little battle going on here. We've got a really, really class act in Kurupu, bowling to the form player in the England side at the moment, Stokesy. Oh, there's a chance. Oh, what's the running doing? They've missed again. Remarkable.
It's all happening here. There were about 3 or 4 times that the batsman could have run out on that one.
To be honest, I've never seen that. Well, certainly not seen that from this Sri Lankan team, where they've had 3 bites of the cherry to run out the England man there and actually missed them all. Again, things happening so fast. Sometimes it's very difficult to catch up with the ball here. So coming into Blake van der Linde. Ooh,
brilliantly bowled by
lovely.
Kamal Kurupu. Lovely change of speed.
Yeah.
Using his wrist.
Yeah, this change of pace is, the sort of, not just the mystery spin that you guys seem to naturally have, but, you were talking about the wrists earlier. But this changing up of pace, so important. Nice shot from Blake. Okay, what a very, very good skin from these two. Blake van der Linde and Sam Stokes ending with 34. Yeah, good skin.
Yeah, certainly covered up for that first pair.
Yeah.
34.
And this is why. No need to panic. We started with a skin of 1, followed it up with 34. Total of 35, chasing 79. So, nearly back on even par with Sri Lanka here.
Definitely, Duncan. There and thereabout, the English team. Sri Lankans obviously noticing that the momentum has swung back to the England side and having a few chats. Tactically, they need to be pretty good to win the match from here. Because another experienced guy, Rowie.
Yeah.
Not only as a player, very, very good umpire himself, and he has come with Atta, and
I think a clear strategy from Manish Patel here, where he batted himself with the debutant Imtiaz, and similarly putting a very, very experienced player in Tom Rowe alongside the other debutant Atta. So Pereira into Rowe, sort of leg stump Yorker that's dug out by Rowe straight to Rodrigo, who looks very sharp in that position there.
Yeah, we are through the halfway stage in terms of the overs. Ramesh Pereira, who bowled the first over, he's bowling the 9th. Another very, very good line from him. Somewhat, Rowie he's not the most comfortable player on that leg side line.
No,
and he has adjusted his stance. He has moved towards that wide line, giving himself room to play on the offside.
Yeah, well spotted.
There is an edge.
Ooh. Maybe another run-out chance there. And this is the clinical nature of the game. in the last couple of overs, we've had 2 run-out chances for Sri Lanka that have not received a direct hit, and you know that's a 10-run difference. In fact, more than that, because it would have eliminated the runs that England got.
It has been a good over so far. 4 deliveries, just a 1 run. Ramesh Pereira making his contribution to the team with the ball. He's also a guy, he's very penetrative. He looks to take wickets all the time, and that's a superb shot, but just the 1.
Yeah, a good shot, but really good line here from the bowler. You know, anything into the hips of the English players doesn't mean it's not going to go for any runs, but it just eliminates options. And be talking to Attar through this partnership. Rowe goes for a bigger shot straight up into the top net, which is extremely difficult for the fielders to do anything with. It's traveling so fast in a vertically down. Occasionally they get taken with brilliant catches, but it's a very, very difficult thing to take the ball off the top net.
Exactly, Duncan, because the lack of time, and it comes down on you very quickly. You need to have very quick hands, and you need to get the hands in the correct place to take those catches. And Rovi hit the top net, and off the top net, it ricocheted to the side net in the second half. So that gave him 2 more runs, and 3 in total for that delivery. So score moves to 10 for this pair, and the total moves to 45. So they are in a comfortable situation. Don't have to do really too much, do they? And just by the basics, they can get over the line here.
Yeah, I think you're dead right. Playing a little bit like the Australians would be a good thing, just to do the basics right. Tom Rowe there, possibly having a little rush of blood to the head, going for a bigger hit, and I would suggest, and I'm sure his captain is suggesting right now on the side, for him to just keep his head and play some basic indoor shots to keep this scoreboard ticking upwards and avoid any wickets.
Yeah, just before that ball, Duncan, we were talking about the basics, and Ravi goes for a big one.
Yeah, I know.
Lucky that ball missed the stumps for him. But Sri Lankans are looking to take a wicket. Kamal Kurupu, the skipper himself, looking to take some wicket to change the momentum here.
Yeah, well played by Attar, just nudging it round the corner there. With the field that Sri Lanka had, it was a reasonably safe run.
Tarun Mendy is trying to urge his teammates.
So that was nudged around the corner, I think bought a bit more time. Sometimes when you play it quite forcefully and it springs back off the net, you actually end up in more trouble. Again, a slight difference probably between indoor and outdoor cricket sometimes.
Another very key, important thing that you just mentioned, Duncan. Any form of cricket, I would say, you have to know how to control your bat speed.
Yeah.
For every delivery, every shot. Some you might have to force it, some you have to make a touch play, some you have to help it. And that was a good shot, getting his hands high and hitting it down.
Yeah, Gamini, I think that was an absolute perfect example of what you were talking about. There was an option there for Rowe to, you know, really pull that ball into the net and make it look like a fantastic 4 in an outdoor cricket situation. But actually, he made the right call, which was played into the ground by the time, and then there's no risk.
No run, the last ball of the over. After 11 overs, England 50, needing another 30. This is the last over for this pair. So they have consolidated well. They are in it for a long way. And Rashid to come in that last pair. Duncan, they'll be under a bit of pressure if they have to score 30 runs, I would say. But if this pair can get another 5 or 6, around 25, 20, maybe between that, either way, it's going to be a reaper of a game.
Yeah, I thought you were going to ask me who my money was on there for a minute, Gamini, and if I ask myself that question, given what's happened in this series so far, and given what I know about this last partnership too, I would possibly say that I'm going to go for England at the moment. If we can avoid certainly a wicket in this last over of this skin, and leave this pair with a sort of average skin total to achieve to win the game. I think they've got the experience to do it.
And started well, Rovi. Last over for him. Lovely down and up shot on the leg side for couple. So their contribution, this pair has been 17. If they can get to around 20-22, certainly England are favourites, like Duncan said. That's another shot on the offside. Piece of fielding by Kamal, not the strongest hand, to his right side, but another two to Atta. So he has held his head well.
Yeah, I think he's done well. I have noticed that he isn't diving freely, so this is probably something again which indicates he's relatively new to the game, and it's a skill that he needs to develop. Certainly at men's level, it's a requirement of the game.
Kulita Hapuarachi is an off spinner by nature, but he's just using that one finger arm ball to send it across the right hander. And Rovi played a good down and up shot for another two. That's a better length and brilliant piece of fielding again, and that has brought the wicket that Sri Lanka wanted. Again, that man, Ruwan Talagalage.
Same again. It's exactly what we were talking about, wasn't it, a couple of overs ago. He's making himself huge in that front court area, and the ball just ricocheting off his body into the keeper's hands, was it? And then a throw back to top stumps. The batsman Atta had got back in, but backing up at the other end, Rowe had to turn very quickly and dive and didn't make it. So great bit of fielding from Sri Lanka.
That's a better line and a good shot too from Atta.
Yeah, important Atta keeps his head here. There's no need to start thinking, oh, now we need the big shots. That's what happened in that third ball situation to Imtiaz. I think important that Rowe does the same. Let's not lose our heads here. And Rowe comes down the pitch again.
Looking for that big shot, didn't he, the big fella?
It's a dangerous strategy, and
brought a smile to his face too.
Experience, I'm slightly surprised, but he got away with it.
So that's the end of the the over, and that's the end of that batting pair. Sri Lankan last pair got 24 runs, Duncan. So England will have to get what?
Win the skin.
Win the skin.
Yeah.
And you win the game.
That's right. Yep. So what that means is England score 25. It would draw the scores level, but it would mean that England would have won the third skin, and having picked up the second and the third, England would win the game. Now that would be England's first victory in this series, and it's very, very important for this England squad to make sure we can get on that plane home with a win under our belt. There's just two more tests, this one and one in about 2 hours' time later today.
Yeah, the series started, Duncan. The first couple of games Sri Lanka ran away with it, but certainly England have made a lot of ground, and the last 3 games have been pretty close. Just a couple of errors here and there, and that has cost them the game. So business end of the innings, business end of the match, the last 4 overs. And 25 to get to win this match. Talagalage. Oh, he was beaten. He was very uncomfortable. Didn't pick the googly. Trying to work his wrist against the turn, top edge, but got them 2 runs.
Yeah, dead right. He didn't pick that at all, and actually very, very fortunate to have got away with that, because I think there aren't many places the ball can bounce in the air off the net. And
oh, that's a great catch. You might, the folks you are watching the game at home on your couch, you might say that it's an easy catch. That is one of the most difficult catches. It came off 2 nets, the back one and the side one. And Gyan Gunatilaka got his hands down in the right time, brought a wicket for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, again, those sports scientists out there will know, reaction times are too fast in order to change what you're doing. That was completely instinctive anticipation.
The direct hit, but batsman had the time to take another run for the overthrow, as we call it in outdoor cricket. But certainly they need few of those ones if they want to recover from that dismissal early. These 2 guys being left-handers, Duncan. And Talagalage normally relies on his wrong one, spinning it across them.
2 over.
That was on the shorter side and good shot. That might bring some confidence.
Yeah, a bit flatter there, and as you say, a little bit short. Gave Rashid a bit too much time to do what he wanted with it. And here we come into Evans.
Yeah, good line, good length, and well respected by Evans.
Yep. Actually, Evans had a very good knock, I think, day before yesterday. Hopefully he can carry that confidence into this.
Invite the ball. Coming right on. Wrong.
Okay, the pressure building here.
Yeah, dot ball to end the over. So the next ball in the next over will be a third ball situation again. So there is a bit of pressure on this last pair. 25 was needed as they came into the net. So they have not scored any runs simply because that great catch taken by Gian.
Yeah, real game changer potentially. But yeah, again, those unfamiliar with the game, the third ball situation here carries over to the next over. So England facing a third ball pressure situation here. Just for your awareness, that the third ball doesn't carry over into a new partnership, but it does in the existing partnership into the next over. So here we are, Rashid to face on a third ball. The scores must change.
Marchand Rodriguez, the left arm orthodox, uses his feet, took it on the full, along the ground this time, but got the 2 runs they wanted to change the total. So 2 on the board for this pair. They need 23 more to win this match. Marchand Rodriguez against the 2 left-handers, spinning into them. Good shot. Good shot from Evans.
Yeah, excellent shot. And exactly what England need to do. If they can just do this to pretty well every ball that comes at them, they'll win the game. It's about simple disciplines now. They know what to do. It's whether they can keep their head and do it.
Another short delivery from Marchand Rodriguez. He'll be disappointed with the length that he's operating. Obviously trying to get some control. Batsman also looking to take control of this game. Still they can just go with the basics and get there and thereabouts, don't they? They don't have to do much.
Absolutely. And
one of the rare occasions where Romesh Pereira fumbled.
Sometimes when you're out there in the middle, you know in your head that actually that's what you need to do. Just follow the basics. But of course the adrenaline and the pressure and the crowd and the noise and it all gets a little bit too much. And down the pitch again from Rashid. This is what we mean. What a risk. What a risk to take. Now this is unusual to see a catch like that put down by this Sri Lankan team. And a -5 for England there probably would have been the game, I would suggest.
Yeah, that might be the game changer, you never know.
An interesting choice from Rashid, not one that his captain would have been too comfortable about, but he got away with it.
Oh, that's a great shot. And Kamal Kurupu, he was looking to stop that ball from hitting the net. 3 to finish the over. Pair has scored 11. The total is on 65. And they need 15 of the last 2.
This is beautifully poised. I think we said before a ball had been bowled, Gamini, that I think we're in for an interesting contest here, just with the way that the series had been going and the closer that the games had been getting. And that target set by Sri Lanka at 79, I did feel that England could eye up that total and think that they could get there. But there's still 12 balls. The runs are there to be taken, but 1 wicket I think will be probably the game either way. So
1 wicket will have the batsmen to change their game plan a little bit, maybe looking for the back net maybe. Sri Lanka had the opportunity in that last over. Kolita Hapuarachi could not hold on to that catch, and he has the responsibility to take a wicket because he's going to bowl the second last over of the innings.
Again, great fielding from Sri Lanka there, saving a run by stopping the ball hitting the net. The guys got 1 for the run that they took physically, but just preventing that ball reaching that side net. keeps it to 1 instead of 2. So England on 66, needing 79 to win.
Good line. And they have set the field according to the line that he's going to bowl. He's going to slant into the left-hander with the one finger arm ball, and you've got two fielders on the front half, in the front half of the court on the leg side. Opens his stance a little bit, moves in. Good down and up shot to get 2.
Yeah, this is what England are hoping for. That wasn't a great delivery. And again, nice easy round the corner shot from Rashid. There's that dot ball you were talking about, Gamini. It builds the pressure. I know it's only 1, but every ball matters from here. So 2 balls left in the over. Yeah, that's better from Evans.
Yeah, the pace of the shot was enough to take that ball through Malshan Rodrigo's hands to the net. So give them another 2. 70 on the board, 10 needed. We've got the 2 development sides playing on the other side, and that's another close one. Sri Lanka.
England now requiring extras and wides re-bowled in order to win this game. A real shame because I think they had it. They had it under control. Pressure's the word, I believe.
That's the one that they wanted.
That's the wide. Yeah.
That's the one they wanted. So you'll get an extra ball and 2 runs to the total. Still needing 9 to win this match. Sri Lanka having 3 fielders in the back net. Obviously very much aware of what the batsman is looking to do. And Tarindu Mendes went for that short ball, but the direction was not there.
So again, England still needing extras here. A no ball hit for 7 would do, but yeah, it's unlikely to happen. Sri Lanka very, very competent in the field. That was an excellent performance. They really kept their heads under pressure, and unfortunately England didn't quite do the same. I feel like they had the game, but
definitely, and I must add to that on what you described. 2 or 3 games, that last 3 games, it was so close, and this 1 or 2 deliveries that England just couldn't do those basic things, and then, like you say, in Indo cricket, 1 or 2 balls, that can change the whole concept of the game.
Yeah.
They deserve to win one, England. They have really have taken up the Sri Lankan in that last 2 or 3 games, but Sri Lanka obviously having the momentum, having the confidence, and just by a nose on this one too.
Yeah, a real shame for England. We have to learn a lot from that. And the cheers you're hearing now are that the England Lions have just won their first game of the series against their counterparts from Sri Lanka. So a really great moment for the youngsters. But here from the Austasia Stadium, the 5th test between England and Sri Lanka goes Sri Lanka's way again. Sri Lanka 5-0 up in the series. But as Gamini pointed out, this game in particular, very, very close finish. And it appears that England are getting closer and closer with every test. It's possibly learning about the players, learning about the conditions, but ultimately that closeout wasn't quite there. We just needed a calm head just in those final stages, and unfortunately they weren't able to get over the line. So thank you for watching. Gamini, pleasure as always, and we hope to have you here with us in a couple of hours for the final and 6th test.
ළඟ රැඳි නම සැනසුමදන නම එය සිංහ නම මිහිර මවන නම පවස නිවන නම සෙනෙහ බෙදන නම එය සිංහ නම
මුළු පවුලට සතුට සදන සිඟ අති විශිෂ්ට විශ්වාසය.
ස්පෝර්ට්ස් වලට ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැමතිද?
අනිවාර්යෙන්.
ඔව්
නෑ හොඳටම අඩුයි.
Yeah, of course.
අඩුයි යත්.
ඔව්. කද්දාසම ස්පෝර්ට් එක.
ෆුට්බෝල්.
ක්‍රිකට්.
බාස්කට්බෝල්.
අපේ UFC වගේ දේවල් නම් සවන බැලනවා.
ෆන් ඇන් රැලි විතරයි.
කැමතිම ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් ඉන්නවද කියලා?
අරවින්ද ඩිසිල්වා අර්ජුන රණතුංග
සංගක්කාර.
ඒ සරත් ජයසූරිය 96 ටීම් එකම හොඳයි.
St. Joseph's going in for the try and it's a try.
There's nothing like playing for college, there's nothing like playing for school, because the memories, the brotherhoods, the fraternities you make at school is like no other. Like you won't get it anywhere else, because mainly because you just play rugby for the glory of the college and for the brotherhood, I mean, you're just playing for the person right next to you, for your friend.
The players, who was beside me, and my coaches and principal, everybody was helping me out to somehow play the game. And
අපි මුලින්ම 2013 පොඩි ඩ්‍රොප් එකක් තිබ්බ ලීග් එකේ. ඒකෙන් අපි ඒක පාඩමක් ඉගෙනගෙන අපි 2014 හොඳට ට්‍රේන් කරලා අපි සීසන් එකට මුණ දෙන්න මුලින්ම ෆස්ට් මැච් එකට ගියා රොයල්. ඒ මැච් එක අපිට ගොඩක් ටෆ් වුණා ඒ මැච් එක.
During the season, even the fans, they played a really big role for us to achieve what we did, mainly because they were behind us and supporting us throughout all the games.
Lifting that trophy up for all, I think the first time in Wesley's history in 50 something years, so that was the best moment in my rugby career.
Looking back at my last season in 2015, we learned a lot as a team, and through a lot of dedication and hard work, we can achieve a lot.
Embrace and treasure every moment, because once you leave school, there's no other feeling that can beat the fact when you represent your school. Even if you train or play for club, school, representing your school with that much passion and that much support behind you is just, there's no words I can say that can explain the feeling.